The Valley High School Preview Show is supported by Davis Law Firm.
Welcome to the Valley High School Football Preview here on Channel 5. I'm Alex Del Barrio, and before we get started, let's just say this. The last 17 months or so have been a great challenge for all of us. We've all been affected by COVID-19 in some way, shape, or form. And while we continue to battle the pandemic, hopefully these next 30 minutes will be an opportunity to take your mind off of that as we get ready for the 2021 high school football season. Now, we got a great show for you. We'll have reports from our entire Channel 4 sports team touching on some of the storylines we'll be watching this season. You'll also hear from managing editor of Dave Campbell's Texas Football, Greg Tepper. He'll join me to break down and pick the playoff teams for the 6A and 5A districts here in the Rio Grande Valley. Now, before we get started, let's take a quick look at last season of 2020 and how we got here and some of the offseason changes around the Valley. While 2020 is a year we're all going to want to forget for a variety of reasons, for Valley High School football, it was just as strange. Several schools, including Rio Hondo, Progreso, and Juarez Lincoln, among others, did not even play in 2020, and those teams will be looking at an uphill climb for return to varsity football in 2021. But while 2020 took football away from some teams, others made a strong impact, and none more powerful than that of Sherryland Pioneer. The Diamondbacks, with record-breaking quarterback Eddie Lee Marburger at the helm, made a historic deep run to the fourth round of the postseason before ultimately bowing out in a thrilling regional final game, a 56-53 defeat to Liberty Hill. But the Diamondbacks are changing. Tom Lee, their head coach, now the assistant athletic director at Sherryland ISD, as Eddie Galindo ascends from leading the most prolific offense in the state to leading a rebuilding Diamondbacks club. We also had an offseason of change throughout the Rio Grande Valley. From the end of last season, there are now 16 varsity programs with new head coaches, including 4, Joe Marie Chalar at Santa Rosa, Eugene Garza at Monte Alto, Valley View's Pete Martinez, and Abel Estrada over at PSJ Southwest that have started at their positions within the last few weeks. We also had some homecomings as well, as Rene Guzman leaves Westlaco East as a coordinator and returns to his alma mater at Edinburgh High, and David Cantu leaves Brownsville Veterans for his alma mater, Los Fresnos. This year, it's a return to normal, though, in the Rio Grande Valley, as much as normal it possibly can be. We'll still have restrictions on capacity, mask wearing, and more, but the important thing is we are back and ready for the return of a full football season for the entire Rio Grande Valley.